Rainollon here. Today is another build showcase and it's Hydroid Prime. So let us immediately start. I'm going to spawn level 200 steel path for Gimmitter Group dudes to explain pretty much all the abilities and the passive. So let us immediately start. So the first ability, what it does, you press it, you rain down viral and corrosion damage, which can fully armor strip enemies thanks to his passive. Corrosion procs from Hydroid, from his abilities and weapons can fully armor strip, which is quite good. And as you can see, they have 10 stacks of viral and 10 stacks of corrosion. It's constantly knocking them back and does pretty solid damage. And yeah, it's a pretty solid overall ability. So that's his first ability. His second ability, what it does is it groups up enemies and gives you pretty much your unkillable value in your second ability. And not only that, you get status immunity, which is amazing. And every ally that hits or touches your second ability also gets status immunity, which is really good. Your third ability steals enemies' armor and also gets huge chunk of corrosion damage. So corrosion damage affects his first ability and also weapons, so you don't have to build corrosion at all, which is quite good. And his fourth ability, I removed it, replaced with Nourish. Nourish gives you energy economy, the stagger, and also viral damage. So you don't have to build viral on your weapons at all. So you get corrosion damage, viral damage. First ability, fully armor strips. You can also fully armor strip while shooting. Second ability gives you status immunity, pulls enemies, pretty much it's a crowd controlled pull, and it's a mobility, which is quite good. And overall, yeah, all of his abilities are quite good with this setup. So, time for me to show you the mods I'm using on my Hydroid Prime. So, let's start. So, the mods I'm using on my Hydroid: Growing Power, which gives you 25% ability strength. Power Drift, which gives you 15% ability strength, which is quite good. Prime Continuity gives you ability duration. Primary Direction gives you a huge chunk of shield. Stretch gives you ability range. Overextended ability range lowers your ability strength. We can easily fix that with Blind Rage. Blind Rage gives you negative ability strength, lowers your efficiency. I fixed it by using Nourish and Energy Nexus and a Arcane, which I'm going to talk about very soon. So yeah, those are the mods here. For these two, I'm going to talk about them very soon. For the Arcanes, Arcane and shield damage, there's a 3% chance to trigger for a plus 30 flash shield recharge for 12 seconds, which is quite good. And Arcane Battery, which is another layer of energy economy. What it does, gains 0.30 maximum energy per armor point. And his armor is pretty solid for base, but not only that, his third ability also gives him a huge chunk of armor, which you're going to have more energy with this than with flow, and that's why I don't have flow on his belt. So the amount of energy you will have once you press your third ability, from 312 it goes all the way up to like 654 or something, which is quite good, and it's a really good layer of energy economy. So yeah, those are the Arcanes. For the stats, shield is extremely high thanks to Primary Direction. He's technically a shield Warframe, but they designed him as a armor health Warframe, but he scales much better with shield, and I'm just kind of confused. So right now the armor's whole existence is to complement Arcane Battery. The armor itself doesn't do anything, which is a massive shame. So yeah, those are the stats here. For these stats here, ability duration is absolutely fine. A negative efficiency, like I said, I easily fixed the energy economy with these two here and this one here. Ability range is absolutely good, and ability strength is fine. So these are the stats. For the abilities, let's start with the passive. Like I said, the passive fully armor strips when you proc corrosion, which is quite good. He's the only Warframe that can fully armor strip for corrosion without needing some kind of support abilities or shards. First ability rains down corrosion and viral, and what it does, the base ability itself, what it does, it just does corrosion, but I'm using a augment for his first ability, which also procs viral. So not only I will proc corrosion, I also proc viral, and it's quite good. Second ability, Tidal Surge. Pretty much you're immune to damage, you pull enemies, you crowd control, and I'm also using an augment called Tidal Impurity. What it does, it gives you status immunity for you and your allies, and also reduces the energy consumption from 25 energy to 15, which is quite good. Third ability, steals enemies' armor. You get a huge chunk of armor, which complements Arcane Battery, and also a large amount of corrosion damage, so you don't have to build corrosion. And we give your first ability more corrosion damage. Fourth ability, removed. Nourish gives you energy economy, viral damage, and also the knockback. It's a multi-purpose use, and it's quite good for this Warframe. I think it's one of the best usage for Nourish, and yeah, it's quite good. So yeah, those are the abilities, the stats, the mods, the arcane. Let's talk about the shards. The shards I will recommend are 1 yellow for cast speed, 2 ability strength, and 2 ability duration, crimson. So that's something I will highly recommend to fix your ability strength even more and to have a much larger duration for your pretty much all of your abilities. So that's pretty much it. Time for me to show you yet again in game. This time I'm going to unpause the enemies to show you how it functions. Press my second ability, pull his enemies. Press my first ability, pull the armor strip, steal the armor. Take this, shoot your weapons. Your first ability crowd controls while you're constantly doing damage, and as you can see they kind of evaporate. The level 200 just disappears. And yeah, you just repeat that process. Second ability, pulls enemies, and just repeat that process. As you can see, his second ability is quite fast. You can press the ability while in your second ability, so you can constantly animation cancel it, which is quite nice. And it doesn't use a lot of energy, even if I have negative efficiency. You can see that I'm constantly moving forward. You can't move, you can jump out of your second ability. But yeah, it's quite a good mobility ability. And the last thing I need to show is the arcane battery, the one that you get more energy per armor. So if I spawn them yet again in, you can see in the bottom right my energy is right now is 312. So I'm going to press my third ability, I steal the armor, and if I were to go back here and get some energy, you can see that my energy is now 652, which is quite good. And like I said, the more ability strength you have, you're going to get more corrosion damage from your third ability and more armor. The more armor, more energy. And yeah, you can constantly refresh this ability, and it's quite good. You can forever have 600 something energy. And yep, that's pretty much it. That's my Hydroid build. I hope you enjoyed the build. I am enjoying it quite a lot. And yeah, I hope you have a ton of fun with this build. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like, sub, and see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.